There was an incident recently. Alyssa Thomas, who happens to be African-American, grabbed Angel Reese by the throat and threw her to the floor. Flagrant 2, ejected from the game. The reason why that doesn't spark as much conversation isn't just that Caitlin Clatk is a bigger star than Alyssa Thomas. It's because it's a black-on-black incident,
wow.
and you don't have that dynamic that people can comment on, yes, but also exaggerate and make the entire story sometimes.
And also, no
that
one
is really
cares.
that is between
no
the
one
lines.
cared
what's going
about
on
the
here.
WNBA when women of a certain color were beating up and bruising each other, because it's been happening since the league's inception. We have this star, this person that people love. They want to protect her. So now the new fans and the new analysts and the new people have so much to say. Bob, thank you for saying that and acknowledging that, because you're a legend in this sport. And you are also gracious enough to say, look, I'm not an expert in the WNBA, but what I do know from the history and what I do know, this is why she is being treated this way, and why no one.
We were not talking about Caitlin Clatk before Angel Reese walked up to her, did this, and pointed to the ring. This is not my opinion. I lived it. I watched it. It was recorded. It was broadcasted live. We were not talking about Caitlin Clatk before that moment. And that's okay, because you can be extremely talented and not interesting. There are a lot of extremely talented athletes and games and series and sports that we don't talk about daily on the show because the public has not shown enough interest in them. That moment launched their careers. And when we started talking about it, I said it then, and it has all played out as I said it would. Well, I didn't know they were going to match up again in the tournament. That kind of broke my way. But this is Bird and Magic. It's not a perfect comp, but it is the path in which launched this conversation, this polarizing conversation that has everyone captivated. Sometimes something interesting has to happen that sparks an interest, that brings attention. Did Caitlin earn the attention by being a great player? Yes. Was Angel Reese in her face doing that because she was winning a national championship, which Caitlin was not doing? Yes. They both needed each other in that moment. It created the conversation. And then, as I said it would, it launched a great platform for this year's tournament, which was very heavily watched, the most ever. And Caitlin came back better than she was the year before. And LSU was good again. And then they matched up again. And then Iowa won this time. And then they both went into the draft, and now they are both in the WNBA, and we care about both of these players. There are a lot of people that care about Angel Reese. That doesn't mean she's as good as Caitlin Clatk. It also doesn't mean that what she's saying is not true, because multiple things can be true at the same time. Everything in life is not existing in a vacuum. Just because she said this does not mean that Caitlin Clatk is not great and that people are not watching because Caitlin Clatk is great. All she is saying is, and she is factually correct, the two needed each other. She was a part of that. And it's inarguable because that is what happened. We were not talking about Caitlin Clatk on these shows. We were not debating women's sports and women's basketball on these shows before that moment happened. So what she's saying is true, and multiple things can be true at the same time.
Go ahead.
Good morning, people. It's your man, your brother, your friend, Van Silk from WNBA Ballers. Rock Bottom Sports. I want to have a little conversation this morning because it bothers me. And I'm going to start this conversation off with, this is my opinion. This is how I feel. Because I watch a lot of y'all with false narratives and what's going on with the WNBA. Good morning, how you feeling? Another walk in the morning. I know. As I take my walk in the morning, let me ask some of y'all NBA, all of a sudden, WNBA fans. And this is directed to all you new WNBA fans. And some of y'all who's been around sports. Caitlin Clatk was black. And did what she, and the black Caitlin Clatk did what the Caucasian Caitlin Clatk is doing. Would y'all be champion and have the same energy to have that player and want that player to be on the Olympic team for Paris? That's the question I'm gonna ask y'all. Because it seems funny and I'm not picking on Caitlin because I got nothing against her personally, a player that hasn't won in any championship games. We lost 2 back-to-back finals. People want to say, well, her team was good. If their team was good enough to get to the finals, it was good enough to win. The Fever drafted her because of greed. They could have drafted anybody in the first round, but they wanted the money. WNBA wanted the money, and they wanted the early audience to push the numbers early so it would justify them drafting her. But let's talk about those who say she should be on the Olympic team. Now, I said if her team was 9-3, that means she came there and made the Fever a team to win. Because a real good player would take a bad team and turn it around. But you're 3-9, and you only beat teams with losing records. I mean, to have a win against the Sky a week ago, I don't know how that happened, and you barely beat the Mystics. People bragging about the 30 points against the Mystics, who has no wins, but nobody want to talk about when you play a team that's really solid, like the Liberty, and you only had 3 points. But let's also talk about the Kennedy Carter cheap shot. Yeah, I'm going to call it a cheap shot. Real fans understand. Against Caitlin Clatk, it wasn't a play. Okay, but then also let's talk about the elbow Caitlin Clatk hit Kennedy with previous to that play. See, a lot of people cut that piece out. They really cut it out. 2 years ago, nobody was checking for Caitlin Clatk. Nobody was checking for Angel Reese. Basically, nobody was really checking for nothing 2 years ago in the college games. But until Caitlin Clatk did the hand gesture to South Carolina, and then Angel Reese did it to her, there's 2 different opinions. Caitlin Clatk did it, she had swag. Angel Reese did it, she was ghetto. I don't care if they was up or winning. She pointed out to her, she had a ring. I don't care if she followed her around the floor. It ain't like Caitlin Clatk ain't never antagonate another player, because she does that, okay? She sneaks behind her shit. But y'all was so outraged over that flop shot. Cheap, even though it wasn't a basketball play, it was still more of a flop. But let's talk about when Angel Reese got smacked down hard by the Liberties.
Evans, quick
Where was the energy in the public outcry?
More contact in the paint as Reese
Where?
hits the deck again.
When Skylar Diggins-Smith got knocked down the other day, where was the outcry? When Asia Wilson got beat up, contact lens not up, cut on her nose, tissues in her nose, where was the public outcry? And Bob Costas said it right. And that's why I started this off with Bob Costas saying this, because it was a black-on-black incident.
Doing a wonderful job today, Eric Bruton, Kevin
A lot of your fans didn't care.
Yeah, Diggins-Smith comes down and
I'm looking at the owner of Barstool and
forearm.
oh, she should be on the team. You bring eyes to... Listen, stop with the bringing eyes narrative, because all of you say it. This rookie class brought a lot of eyes. Cameron Brink,
Yeah, she catches
Camilla,
the forearm right there.
Angel, Caitlin, even Kate Martin. All the draft picks brought eyes to it. Now, because Caitlin Clatk has a fan base of... You're talking about it's not about race. No, it came about race. 2 years ago, it became about race. And y'all know it, but y'all don't want to admit it. I've been around at WNBA when they started because I used to represent a few players. And, I stopped watching sports in general, but last year, the year before last, I became more interested into a lot of the sports. Basketball, mainly. High school basketball. What Deion Sanders was doing in Colorado. But here's the problem. Your Caitlin Clatk fans are not basketball fans. WNBA's been around for 27 years. You got players that got back-to-back championships that's won in college. So you don't think Taurasi should be there at 42, but it's cool for LeBron to be in the game at 40. Caitlin Clark, y'all got an excuse. Well, she had the finals, and then she had to go to the WNBA. Okay. Angel Reese's team was 1 game out from going to the finals. So let's push it 1 week. She had to do the same thing. Whoever played in the finals or played in the last 2 weeks of the college game and got drafted had to do the same thing Caitlin Clark had to do. Well, she had to do a lot of interviews. Okay, who didn't have to do interviews? It's what y'all want to push and publicize in the narrative. Y'all need to stop, oh, she shoots threes from the logo. Okay, that's good if you can get there, because you can get there with a weak team, with weak defensive players. You're not going to get there like that against the Aces. You're not going to get there like that against the Liberty. They already proved that. You're not going to get there like that with the Connecticut Sun. And you definitely, right now, the Storm, Seattle Storm, it's another team you're going to have to, that's on the rise. And the Atlanta Dream is definitely a team that's definitely not going to let you get there. Yeah, you'll get your points, but you're shooting 37%. You're the leader in threes in the WNBA, shooting 37%. You average 9 threes a game, and you hit an average of 3 a game. But let's talk about the turnovers. Nobody want to talk about that. And this is not a bad Caitlin Clark situation. This is to get on you fans that have no clue about basketball. You need to respect all the women. So if they put Caitlin Clark on the team, well, she's not starting. And if she do get to play, what, 3 to 5 minutes a game, is she gonna get a shot? So if that don't happen, then y'all gonna be mad. Y'all think she's just gonna walk right in and step over all these players that are better than her, more experienced than her. She got 4 years for the next Olympics. But y'all want everything to happen now because you want her to have some kind of championship to put on her record, to further this bullshit that y'all all doing right now. And it is bullshit. Excuse my language. It is BS. Because it's about race. When Kelsey Mitchell led her team against the Sky, I seen all you bloggers and YouTubers didn't even mention Kelsey Mitchell from the Fever, who led the team to a win. Y'all didn't mention her. Everything was Caitlin Clark. And you think that's fair to the other players, and then you ask why? It might be resentment. I think all you Caitlin Clark fans need to wake up and smell the coffee. This is not a 3-point shooting contest. This is the WNBA with grown women, with a 12-spot roster, 144 players in the league. I'm looking at the Sparks and the Mystic right now. Between both teams, they're about combined 10 to 12 players that don't even deserve to be in the WNBA. And there's girls that got cut from this year's draft that are better than them. But you're overlooked that because you're not real fans. Get mad if you want. Make your comments and say what you want. You think I really care? No. Because I'm asking you, if Caitlin Clark was black, will y'all have the same energy? And I'm going to answer the question for you right now. No. Like Angel Reese said, people are not only coming to see Caitlin Clark, they're coming to see her play too. Because she's the villain. You can't tell me that the Storm game don't be sold out, or the Sky game don't be sold out, or any of these teams are not getting more people to the game, because these girls brought a lot of interest to the WNBA, all of them. Now, Caitlin Clark might have brought more, but it's not going to last forever. You got to remember, they 3-9. In another 2 weeks, they could be 4-13, 4-14. What's going to happen when the playoffs come and they're not in the playoffs? They're not going to watch? I'm hearing fools and idiots talking about, oh, well, if she's not on the Team USA, ain't nobody going to watch. How you think FIBA and the international people care about this? It's global. They're going to watch. Now, if you think I'm getting on Caitlin Clark, then that's your problem, because that means your skills of understanding is very low. I'm walking in this hot sun here in Sarasota, Florida. But I'm going to say this. I'm helping promote the league. I made a personal subscription page, subscribe to YouTube channel page for about 7 or 8 plays already. Now you can go and check me out on rumble.com. You can check it on rumble.com. Yes, rumble.com. You can just search for WNBA Ballers or Rock Bottom Sports. You can go on Instagram, Rock Bottom Sports. Okay? And I just push back on Caitlin Clatk is because of your fans that don't understand basketball. Okay? She cannot start on this team. Stop talking about Gray. She's been hurt. The games are not until July. Okay? But here's something y'all don't know about. This year, Team USA and the WNBA has created the All-Star game. So Caitlin Clatk can get to play on the All-Star team, along with Angel Reese and maybe a few of the other girls against Team USA. There you go. That's what this is all about. I'm so sick and tired of this whole Caitlin Clatk thing with you fans, and you're not sitting up here and acknowledging the whole game of basketball. Asia Wilson is the face of the WNBA, okay? Every time I turn around, Caitlin Clatk in 12 games scored this many points, this many rebounds. She's the first rookie to do this. By game 15, you're gonna come with another statistics. Hey, listen, in the overall gesture of the WNBA leaders in anything, she leads the WNBA in 3-point shots, okay? And she leads the WNBA in turnovers. Talk about the turnovers. You're averaging 6 a game. Okay, that's 18 points, 12 to 18 points. But I'm gonna say more 18 because nobody know how to do mid-range shots. Everybody wanna shoot the 3. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. Now, if you feel that I'm going against Caitlin Clatk, no. I'm talking about you fans who bring your racist ways into the WNBA. Y'all draining the WNBA. Elle Duncan said it. I'm gonna play her piece so y'all can get a grip that she's on a team. Stop saying her team is bad, because when she throws the ball away or she gets stripped, y'all don't want to talk about that. Let's keep it 100. This is the WNBA, not the Caitlin Clatk BA. This is not the Caitlin Clatk Basketball Association. Stop with the narrative. Well, she brought all her eyes. She didn't bring all her eyes, because I was watching just Angel Reese. I was watching everybody else the same way. I watched 2 to 3 games they had on TV yesterday. Did you watch 2 to 3 games? Because tomorrow they got to play the Connecticut Sun, who just happened to lose their first game yesterday against the Liberty. And the Fever is nowhere on the level of either one of those teams. Let's y'all talk about what she's going to do on Monday. Let's see the stat lines on Monday when real guards going to D her up. Now, this is Van Silk from Rock Bottom Sports. WNBA Ballers, I'm out here getting my walk on. Yeah, I'm sweating. You're supposed to get out and walk and drink some water. Y'all have a blessed Sunday. I'm out.